Currently there's 3 programmes available to community buildings committees. One would be the Awards for All programme, which is our small grants programme where you can apply for between £300 and £10,000, of which £10,000 can go towards a building project of up to £25,000. There's our Reaching Communities programme for revenue costs, which, as it suggests, is predominantly for revenue of between £10,000 and £500,000, but you can apply for up to £50,000 for refurbishment or building work. But we have now got a specific part of our Reaching Communities programme which is specifically for buildings, where you can apply for between £100,000 and £500,000 for a refurbishment or new build of a building. People can always find funding guidelines for all our programmes at the Big Lottery website, which is www.biglotteryfund.org.uk. Alternatively, you can ring up our helpline, which is 0845 410 20 30, and they can offer you lots of information and advice about all our programmes. You can also approach your local council for voluntary service, who can also help you A, in completing your application, but B, in providing that information and guidance you might need to submit an application. We don't offer one-to-one surgeries for specific applications, but again you can contact our helpline on 0845 410 20 30, and we have got the regional team. There are only a few of us, but we are able to answer more detailed questions about general issues about applications if you so wish, and the number is available on our website. There are no deadlines at all. They are rolling programmes, so applicants can apply at any time, and they are considered on a monthly rotational system. So no deadlines at all for our programmes. For Awards for All, our small grants programme, you won't have to submit any extra information at all, because it's all done online, so you don't have to submit any extra information at all other than what's on the online form. If you're successful, we might ask for information about your account at the bank, etc. But other than that, when you apply, you don't have to submit any extra information. Reaching Communities revenue strand is broken down into a 2-stage process. At the outline proposal form stage, you don't have to submit any additional information other than answering the questions on the form. If you're successful at that stage, we might ask you to expand on those questions on the Stage 2 application, but again, we don't expect you to submit any extra supporting information. For the Reaching Communities building strand, again, the same applies. At the outline proposal form stage, you won't have to submit any additional information. At Stage 2, you might have to supply outline drawings and outline costings for your project. And if you get through to Stage 3, we will then ask for a lot more information about, we want more detailed drawings, we want more information about how much it will cost and how that's been worked out. We'll also ask to see evidence that you have received all the permissions you require from your local authority. What you need to look at first before you even consider a project is there a need for your project? So clear evidence that there is a need for your project, and that might entail talking to your community, questionnaire, statistical evidence, research, etc. So clear evidence of need is one. Clear evidence that you have involved the local community, because your project is about the community, so they need to be involved right from the start and all through the process. And we are an outcomes funder, so we want to see the difference that your project is going to make in your community. What change will it make? What will be the differences made in your community if you deliver your project? They're the main 3 strands of any application to Big Lottery Fund, and of course we want to see clear evidence that the costings you've given us are valid and add up. The mistakes to avoid in applying to Big is not meeting one of our 4 big outcomes. All projects to Big must meet one of our 4 big outcomes, which are available on the Big Lottery website. If you get over that, the next thing to try to avoid is not providing sufficient evidence of need and not providing clear outcomes that clearly show the difference your project's going to make in the community. Another mistake that applicants quite often make is not making a clear link between the activities that they're going to do on their project and the outcomes that they've described. So please make sure there's some link between activities and outcomes. And I suppose the other one is that people ask for funding for items which are excluded from our programme. So please make sure that anything you're applying to us for, you are able to apply for within the programme that you're applying. Read the guidance of the programme that you're going to be applying for. Make sure that you involve as many people as you can in designing your application, your bid and your project. Once you put your application together, the other tip I would give is give it to someone who knows absolutely nothing about your project. If they can understand it, there's a good chance that our grants officer will understand it and therefore understand what you're trying to do. And just one last word really on all applications. There is huge demand for our funding. Demand is increasing and it is getting more and more competitive to get a successful bid. So what I would say to you is you need to try to make your bid stand out from everybody else's.